Okay. So, Monique, let's do this formally.
Hi.
Monique
Washington.
Washington. Okay. So, what's going on?
Well, a couple things.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm not really honestly sure where to start. I recently moved in with my boyfriend, and we've been living together about 6 months now.
Okay.
Everything's going pretty good. Couple things with that, I think that's kind of bothered me. So one, he's Caucasian,
Okay.
and I feel like his side of his family doesn't improve, nor does my family, and it's causing a lot of tension.
Right. Right.
And that kind of bothers me, but I don't know.
Can you give what do you mean by tension? I mean, I can imagine the tension already if both your families don't like it, but
It's kind of like awkward,
mm-hmm.
because like events like Easter Sunday or Christmas was recently, and Thanksgiving. Like, you go and you sit in front of people who like kind of put on a face almost.
Okay.
Like, oh, hi, how are you doing? But you can kind of tell they really don't care, and they really kind of like look down on you. Like, I'm not good enough for their son, and it's not particularly even my mom. I think my mom and dad are really open to the idea. I think it's like my aunts and like cousins and stuff. So like, when you go to Thanksgiving and Christmas, like extended family,
Right.
and that's where like the tension begins. Like, Christmas, we were over my aunt's house, and my cousin, me and Clayton walked in, and she said, "Oh, you're still with him," and it just like set the tone for like the whole night. Like, it was really awkward the rest of the night, and we didn't stay for long, just because like I just didn't want to be there.
I can imagine. It's just, I mean, with a statement like that, I can see how it becomes awkward just from there all the way to the end. But you said your mom and dad, they're okay with it? Because at first you said that there was tension from the whole family, but your mother and father are okay with it?
Yeah, I don't think they see the problem. If they're kind of like, if you like him, you love him, then that's all we want for you.
Okay. So then your aunts. So I'm guessing you see maybe your aunts on a regular basis.
Pretty frequently.
Mm-hmm.
One aunt lives with my parents, so when I go visit them, she's always there. And I grew up in DC, so we all kind of lived in like the same neighborhood type of thing.
Okay.
So
got it.
I have aunts and uncles who live 4 houses down from us.
Mm-hmm. So why do you think that is? That, like, can you go into more detail as to why you think your aunt feels like she may not approve or dislike this relationship?
I think her thing is, what's wrong with a black man? Like, why can't you be with the black?
Right. Okay.
And I keep having this conversation with her that that's not the issue. I don't.
So you already spoke with her?
Yeah, but she doesn't understand where I'm coming from. But I think another thing that kind of piles on top of my issues with my extended family is the fact that I have like a master's degree, and I have a pretty good job in Frederick. I work on the Army base as an electrical engineer, and they kind of think that I think I'm better than them. So I grew up. I went to MIT. I went from my bachelor's straight to my master's, and then I moved out of the city. I moved here to suburbs, and I got a good job. And then I'm in a relationship with this Caucasian male, and they kind of feel like I'm kind of like a sellout. I guess that's the term they use. I'm kind of a sellout. I just don't.
Going on then with what is your partner's name?
Clayton.
Clayton. You said his family also didn't approve either.
But see, they're never verbal with it. I always say something to him, like, I don't think they really like me. He's like, no, they love you, and I'm just like, okay, that's not the vibe they're giving off. Cause I'm so like, my family's very open, and well, with my past boyfriends, they've been very open, but with Clayton, I kind of see it. They don't like, his family doesn't talk to me, ask me questions. They kind of just like, oh, how's work? How's it? Like, very casual. There's no depth to our conversations, and you can kind of sit around.
And you've expressed this concern to Clayton?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing from what you're saying, he kind of brushes it off?
Yeah, he does. I don't think he sees it. I think the only one I don't have issues with is his brother.
Okay.
But the issue I'm kind of coming with his brother now is that he wants his brother to move in. His brother is younger than us.
Into your house?
Yeah, well,
with Clayton?
because his brother just graduated from undergrad, so his
Okay.
brother's like 22, and he wants to help his brother get on his feet, which I completely understand, but then I kind of don't understand because like I'm the only child, I don't have any siblings, and I don't kind of see where he's coming from,
Right.
and I kind of just want it to be him and I for a little bit longer.
Okay. And again, I'm gonna ask you did you express this concern to Clayton?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm kind of wary of where the conversation's gonna go. I don't want him to get mad. I don't want him to think that like I don't like his brother, or I'm not sure how to start that conversation.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, from what you're telling me right now, what I'm seeing is that you haven't really been that communicative with Clayton about issues regarding your family, and then again issues again with his brother. So, how long have you guys been together?
I want to say a little over a year and a half. So we kind of moved in like that 1 year mark together.
Okay. Okay. Well, then, have you taken any steps to really try and communicate with Clayton? Because it seems like a lot of the issues, at least some of them, could be resolved if you begin to have a conversation with Clayton about these things that are concerning you.
I've had a conversation about the interracial thing and the issues with that. That is constant. I don't want to say constant because like I'm not faced with a situation every day.
Mm-hmm.
But like again, like family events or dinners, it kind of gets brought up, and I don't think he sees the issue because we live in 2017 where this isn't really a problem. We live in, I think Frederick is one of like the most interracial cities I've ever seen, and so I'm just kind of used to it.
Right.
And I he's that kind of mindset where it's like, I don't care, because I love you and I want to be with you, and that's because who else cares? Like, as long as me and you're happy, there's nothing else.
So it seems like it might be more of a concern with you and your aunt, more so than you being concerned about how Clayton feels. This deals more with
well, I think it's my aunt and his family, because.
But not so much Clayton being affected by it.
No, I don't think Clayton's affected by it.
Because my understanding was that he was maybe like in the midst of all of this, and maybe
No,
he was
I'm sorry. No, I don't think again, I don't think he really cares. He's just kind of like.
But does he recognize that maybe it's important to you?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I mean, he listens to what I'm saying to him, but I just get the same response. And I'm not sure if he feels that that's just how he feels, and what he feels is not going to change. But the way I feel, I don't think it's going to change either.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like stuck between like a rock and a hard place, because I used to be like really close to my aunt, and I really want to be close to his family, especially if we're going to like be together. Cause I'm thinking of like in the future, like years in the future, like if we have kids, I want his family and my family to be able to come together, and I just don't see that happening. And I just feel like there's going to be conflict constantly. And I don't think it's going to stop me from being with him. It's just going to maybe be a little cautious when it comes to like family events.
Right. No, of course, if you plan on having a future, then
Yeah.
it's going to be problematic eventually in the long run. I can see how someone wouldn't be able to cope with this for too long. But you stated that your mom and your father are understanding of this relationship. Have you thought maybe that coming together to speak to your aunt, maybe not during these family events, but on a separate time, would help your aunt understand what's going on?
I think maybe, but my aunt and my mother are just like, I don't want to say they get in screaming matches, but that's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a screaming match, because I think they just my mom is like, leave that child alone, and mom's like, always like, no, I'm going to say how I feel, and of course like it's not appropriate at time,
Mm-hmm.
and when we try to, again, at like family functions, try to discuss this, it never goes off well. It's always like a screaming match. Somebody ends up getting upset. You know, I leave early, or the dinner's kind of like ruined. That, and again, it's a constant problem with her and her like kids and some of my uncle. They just, but she's the one. I think she's the instigator. Is my honest instigator.